discuss. Feel the rush, come join us. Fans so live, we unite under the stadium lights. Every team, every score, we always hunger for more. Big plays, sideline views, breaking down the latest news. No holds barred, just our take. This is where legends away. Live play, sideline views, breaking down the latest news. No holds barred, just our take. This is where legends away. Friday nights and Sunday games, we know all the biggest names. Huddled with the crew we trust. Football feeds the fire in us. Fans so live, we unite under the stadium lights. Every team, every score, we always hunger for more. Friday nights and Sunday games, we know all the biggest names. Huddle with the crew we trust. Football feeds the fire in us. Fan day mornings feeling alive. Jerseys on, we're ready to die. In the fan zone, we'll come on. Let's cheer out, let's stand tall. Back and forth, the stories fly. Who's the best? Fans can't lie. Touchdowns, tackles, we discuss. Feel the rush, come join us. Fans.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Fan Zone Live. Welcome. Happy to have Tim Capper back this week. We missed you last week.
Glad to be back.
Yep, and even more honored to have Coach Corey Mayfield with us of the newly minted AF1 Beaumont Renegades. Coach, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
So, man, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of excitement around your team. I've been part of your team's fan group on Facebook, and these guys are excited. They're trying to stir up some stuff down in Beaumont. What are you hearing? What are you hearing out there? What's going on out there?
Man, I'm not hearing anything. My ears are totally locked into the Beaumont Renegades, and we're just trying to get this thing. Last year was our first year. I keep reminding everybody, we hadn't been around but a few months, so we got a lot of work to do, and our toes on the ground every day and trying to get this thing straightened out.
It's a heck of a first year it is too. You come in there and really just kind of mop the floor in the NAL, come out on champions, and say, guys, we're out. We're jumping up a league.
Yeah, super
that's
exciting.
huge.
Yeah, super exciting, and this is home for me because this is where most of my career has been in Arena One. And I was sharing with the gentleman earlier. It's like, you're in the, it's like the best of the best. You're in the locker room, you're in the meeting room with Jeff Fisher. You know what I mean? With John Gruden. Like how solidified can a league be with those type of guys representing? So we're off to a good start. Jerry Cruz is doing a great job. We got Gary Compton. We got guys like Cedric Walker. We have awesome coaches in the league. Darren Arbett, was a mentor, hired me as a coach. I worked for him in San Jose, learned so much from him. It's going to be an outstanding league. It's going to be some very competitive football. I promise you that.
So for people out there that don't know much about Beaumont, where is Beaumont? Texas is a huge place, 12 hours, and you haven't left the state. Where is Beaumont located? What's special about Beaumont?
A lot of people say the heart of Texas is in East Texas, and that's where I'm from. So this is hard for me to say, but Beaumont is like one of those, we're an hour away from the beach. You're an hour away from Houston. You're an hour away from, anywhere you want to go. You're right in the middle of everything. So Beaumont's one of those places that's just really a laid back kind of, it's like 100,000, folks there. So it's a really home base. But I tell you what, football is big time there. Have you guys heard of the Golden Triangle?
That one I'm not familiar with, Tim.
No,
You gotta
I
look
have
that up.
not heard of that. No, I've heard of the
Look that up.
Bermuda Triangle.
Hey, look that up, guys. Real talk. Look that up. So the Golden Triangle is like 3 counties basically, and these counties make up more players in the NFL. Like the numbers are crazy. How many guys come out of that small area? But there's some outstanding football down there played.
So, and you just had a tryout this last weekend or upcoming?
Yeah. This past Saturday we had we lined up and we're trying to get on our eyes on every piece of talent. Every guy that wants an opportunity. We want to make sure we get the best guys. We don't want just good football players. We want good men, and I think that's made the difference in our program thus far. So we'll continue to get better in that area.
So how'd it go? Any locals come in and shine for you?
Who knows, man? I don't know what was there. I don't know.
He's being coy already. Coaches don't want to give it up. You know this, Scott. They don't. Any of the diamonds in the rough. There's no way in hell, especially they haven't signed them officially yet, that they're going to let anybody else know about them. There's no way.
Man, you guys are really smart.
Coach, what I wanted to ask you was, you were talking about how you were in NAL last year, playing indoor football. When did you find out that there was going to be a change of league? Was it before you guys played the championship game? Because, by the way, I'm going to give huge props to the people that did show up to that championship game, because I heard about the weather. I heard it was absolutely nuts.
Brutal. Yeah.
I think it was like flood warnings, et cetera, but people showed up still for that game itself. But when did the rumblings start? When did the ownership come to you and say, listen, we're thinking about making the jump?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to my Renegade family. My fans, the Renegade fans are awesome, okay? And they did support us even in that bad weather. But we didn't really, find out everything until afterwards, the bowl game, to be honest with you. So, we were all in the NAL, before that. So it's just one of those things that transpired, and we had to do what's best for our organization. And, we have great leadership with Rodney Robichaud, and, he made the decision, and that's where we're headed. And I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, I know you have a huge pedigree and a huge history within the game of arena football itself. And you're just talking, Scott was just talking about your tryout that you're having. How does it change, having this new tryout and now being in a league where you got to worry about the rebound nets? It is a slightly different, obviously, it's a slightly different game, not as much running. It is a little bit more passing. But how does it, for you, how does it change the type of player that you're now looking for versus the type of player that you're looking for when you were in the NAL?
Well, that's a good question. But, the thing is, you still got to hit, run, and catch. So, that's what it comes down to. All the rest of that stuff, we can practice. But if you're willing to hit, you're willing to learn, be a team player, and work your tail off, you can be a Beaumont Renegade.
Yeah. So how about from a coach's perspective, coming from, they call it National Arena League, but they play an indoor game, coming from now, and you've been a player in the AFL and a coach in the AFL. How's your strategy going to differ from that?
Well, and that's a good question as well, because the arena game differ from the NAL because it's a lot more man concepts in arena football. So you're going to have better cover guys. You're going to have better pass rushers. The MAC, doesn't align 5-6 yards off the ball like in the NAL. He's back on the line of scrimmage. So the games in the middle with the nose tackle become more vital. And teams have to be prepared for that. And so do the fullbacks, so, and then also not only that, there's only one man in motion. So all that cross diving and 2 men in motion, and you're looking around like you're playing tennis, trying to find these guys. We're gonna line up, have one man in motion, and Poco is a no-go. And so and I played with one of the better guys that ever ran Poco, and that's Aaron Garcia, man. So I'm so excited to be back in this league and get things going back the way they used to be.
So he's found out last year too, Scott. I'm sure. To be fair, I didn't watch many of the NAL games last year, Coach. But as we saw last year in
Missing good
AF1,
football.
no, I know, but we saw last year with AF1 how coaches finally learned that it's good to have a good kicker, because as we now know, besides the deuce, the net system, and as you would know, I know personally, the net system itself is a huge part of this game. How are you going to hoping that you're going to get a kicker who is able to make not only the deuces when necessary? It sounds so weird saying the 2-point kicks when it's necessary, and being able to make sure that they hit the nets consistently.
Well, I tell you what, and here's a little something you can put in your back pocket. I'm gonna give you a little secret. A good kicker, every kicker can hit the net, right? This is kicking. There's a big square right there, right? But find a kicker that can hit that iron. It changes the game. So I played with, I coached Remy Hamilton, who was great, one of the better kickers to ever play in arena football. So
Absolute legend.
yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things we always focus on was hitting that iron. If we get that iron, you get a tip on the bottom or the tip on the side, it changes the game, man. So you got to be prepared for that. That those goalposts are a big difference in arena football.
I would have agreed with you that every kicker could hit that net until I saw the start of the season last year. Not so much.
Yeah.
Well, look, I will tell you this too. Now, I went to the University of Oklahoma. I attended the University of Oklahoma proudly. And Coach Swiss always taught us, hey, we're going to do two things right. All right. We're going to run the ball, and I can't promise you we're going to kick a field goal. All right. So don't get excited about our kicker because he might not play this week. All right. Remember, I told you that.
So looking at some of the chat's already kind of popping off. Did you, I'm going to kind of lead into a question here from Shady Sports, but did you have much say in the transition to the new league, or was it just handed to you, hey, this is what we're doing next year?
I mean, I think that we made a decision that was that was best for the team, for the organization. And like I said, it's a better ran league. So how the decision came about, what's important is that we're all on board with that decision that was made, and we're going to make the best of it. And we're excited about being in the Arena Football League.
So then I guess getting into Shady's question here about your connections to Gary Compton, even if that didn't play into your decision, it sounds like that having him there has been a big plus for you coming into this league.
Oh, absolutely. It's instrumental because, what you want in the league is support. You want to be able to grow. You want to be able to maximize the efforts of, your team's success. And you want the team to acknowledge, the efforts that you're putting into the league to make it grow, to make it better. And I think that's the course that this league is on right now. Like I said, we have great leadership. It can only get better. It's not going to get anywhere. It's going to get better. So, and I think the more guys like, God bless myself and other men, with these great arena resumes, keep entering back in the game, it's going to be solid because, the product is going to be good and people are going to want to see it.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's one of the huge pluses too. I mean, we saw it before when the AFL was around 2 years ago, but that's kind of an asterisk by the name itself, anyways. But with AF1, from what I've seen, and I think you might be able to tell me this, even though you have been in AF1 for a little bit, but you have a huge pedigree in the AFL. For the fan, what the fans need to remember, Coach, is that despite the AFL HQ being AF1 HQ being small, there's a ton of history within everybody that's there, and they're just bringing all the ideas together. Today's fans may not remember the names of the guys who are there now, but all three of us know who's there and know how important it is to have everybody there at AF1 HQ being there to help and do whatever they're doing to make this game better than what it was.
Man, you said it. You hit it right on the head, buddy. You're spot on.
So I will, and as I said, it's if people don't know who Coach is, you got to look up his pedigree, man. I mean, he,
Mhm.
as I said, knows Coach, knows Gary, knows Aaron Garcia. What was it like playing with Aaron Garcia? I at least have to ask that question because people need to remember too. He is still the only pro football player to ever pass for more than 1,000
Hey
touchdowns in
man,
his
let me
career.
give you an let me sum Aaron Garcia up for you, okay? We lived in New York. We lived in Oyster Bay, and we practiced in the city and whatnot. And we go out in the city sometimes. So AG went out one night, and this is a true story, documented. And he had a car accident. He flipped his Suburban over like 6, 7 times. Had a broken collarbone, a broken wrist. His hands, like his fingers, like, and the guy played in the game and won and threw for 6 touchdowns. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? Like the dude is invincible. I've seen the guy. If you guys, you guys have been around, so you know the injuries and all that stuff he's had.
Mhm.
The guy's the toughest guy I've ever known. And Clint Dozier, like these guys are throwing 50 touchdowns, thinking they had a great year. Clint threw 120.
Yeah.
Aaron, Aaron Garcia threw 106 constantly. Like
Hmm.
if they threw 90, it was a bad year. Like seriously, these guys were awesome. But the attention to detail is the part that I'll always remember about Clint and Aaron Garcia. I have to give them their flowers because they prepared to win. And Gary Compton was there. You know, we were teammates in Grand Rapids and won the championship in 2001 with Michael Trigg and his gang. But man, I'm telling you, it's been an awesome experience. And here's a little history for you guys too. I know we're getting off a little subject, but if you guys can remember, one of our owners is Dietrich Wise. When I was in Grand Rapids, one of my coaches was Dietrich Wise Sr., whose son is the co-owner of the Beaumont Renegades, right? Well, Dietrich Wise's father played in the NFL, right? Dietrich Wise played in the NFL, Tampa Bay. All three of his sons play in the NFL. And he has one son currently playing for the Commanders as we speak. Has a couple Super Bowl rings and all that kind of stuff with the Patriots. Been in the league for years. But I think that is so awesome, and it just shows how solid our program is with the Beaumont Renegades because we have one of the best businessmen in Beaumont with Rodney Robichaud. Like it's like the best of both worlds. Like we're getting blessed in so many ways, and the community couldn't be better, man. But being with Coach Wise has been a real treat, and I just had to get that out there. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Gonna ask Coach, but your championship in Grand Rapids, and how would you compare the city, the support of Grand Rapids versus what you guys got in Beaumont? Because as I said before at the beginning of the show, you had people show up for the championship game with basically a flood.
Well,
Can you compare the two cities? Are they very similar in many ways?
they're very similar, very small, close knit family type oriented cities. They're very similar. Not a lot going on. In the city of Grand Rapids, and but like I said, it's more about family. And that's what arena football is. It's a family, fun, high spirited, atmosphere. That's what the game is built on. And we're happy to have like Harley Davidson on deck with us this year. We have some wonderful sponsors coming aboard. Like I said, the city of Beaumont has been nothing but receptive to us, and we're very excited to get back in the community as well.
What would you say to those? Because obviously arena football has changed over the years.
Yeah.
So with the cities. What would you say to a fan, whether they were an indoor fan or whether an indoor football, arena football fan, or just a general football fan? What if they said to you that Beaumont's too small for football? What would you tell them?
Still got to line up and play. I don't know what it's 8 people on the field. Anywhere you go in America playing arena football, there's 8 people on the field. So I don't know what you're expecting. There's no magical answers there. So if you want to be a part of a great program that's doing it right, we're going to treat our players with respect. We're going to treat them like men. We're going to work, but it's going to be fun work. It's going to be rewarding work, and we're going to teach you how to become better men. Not just better football players. We're going to teach you how to be in the community and respect what we have, and this blessing that we have in front of us, and how important it is for us to give back to the youth, and for us to reach out to our community and pull these young kids up. They need us, man. I mean, look, this world has enough craziness going on. So arena football for me fits every mold that we have in our society today, because we have our hands on the youth. So we got to do what's right.
Is that a constant there, Scott? It's always a constant over the past, or at least since last year, at the beginning of AF1, and talking to many of the coaches and that we have spoken with. They've all said the exact same thing.
Quality.
Always the exact same thing, and but they all do it differently. You know what? Because it would be I can just imagine what it's like being in the room with Coach Corey, then being in the room with another one of the head coaches or Coach Seth or something like that. Just seeing how they all differ, but yet are teaching the exact same game.
Mm-hmm.
Game
Well,
of life.
we had the pregame show for the Arena Crown this year, and we had the opportunity to interview both coaches back to back, and while their styles are polar opposite, it was again that kind of same thread, that same building individuals and quality folks, and yeah, without a doubt, and with as close as you get to the fans in this game, you need quality people out there on the field, because they are going to be interacting with the folks on the first row and after the game. And, you need good people, and that makes a difference for the fans. Fans come back for those good people.
And I got something else for you guys. I have a few carrots. Like I said, I'm so proud of the city of Beaumont, and this Beaumont Renegade franchise is just so rewarding. But you go back and look at our roster. No one had. I mean, there probably isn't a team in arena football that had as least transactions as we did. We weren't on probation. We weren't on any kind of suspension or anything. But we believed in what we had. We believed in we poured into every man on our football team one-on-one. And we made the fewest transactions probably ever in arena football. Go back and look at it.
That's
Beaumont
impressive.
Renegade, no transactions, and we won it all. And I'm telling you, and guess what? We played against coaching staffs that had 8 coaches. And I'm not bragging or anything. I'm just telling you how blessed we are to be in Beaumont. We played the entire season. We played the entire season with 3 coaches. 3 coaches. Half the season we didn't have headsets. He's like, "Hey, get out!" You know what I'm saying? Like real old school arena football, man. But we persevered, man, and we believed in what we were doing. We knew what we were doing wasn't about football, and that's what made everything worth it. And we got blessed to meet Rodney, and he's been just. We're on our way, man, and I'm very excited about it. If you can't tell.
So speaking of coaches, what's your coaching staff looking like this year, or is it still under the works?
It's still in the works, man. Still, we got some body blows to deal with right now, but that's part of it. The off season is really. People think the season is most stressful, but the off season is most stressful in football for me as a coach, because you got to worry about players. We're worried about what they're thinking. Am I going to get re-signed? Coach won't be back. Well, where am I going to go? I got to move. And then coaches are thinking, what am I going to do? Is this guy? So it's very challenging. But you got to be organized. You got to have things in place to help you throughout the day. But it's that time of the year, man.
Well, and speaking of players, you think your team could have held their own in the AF1 last year, bringing a lot of those guys back, see some changes?
Man, it's not,
It's
the
not.
game of football, it ain't. I respect the game, man. And I would never disrespect any coach in arena football, because I know what they put into the game. So, we'll have our shot this year to find out what we're about. I'm not about hanging my hat on somebody's shoulder and beating on my chest. I ain't worried about that. We're gonna line up and play good football, and I guarantee you, every coach that knows me know we're gonna do that. So, if we don't do anything else, we're gonna have some fun and play some hard-nosed football.
You guys, and you're technically, you guys are the new kids in town. You made sure you're bringing a championship team into the AF1, but you are still the new kids on the block. You're gonna have you have all the different challenges of being a not a traditional quote unquote expansion team, but you are, in essence, an expansion team. But yet you have your coaching staff already in place. You've been together for a while. You have some of your players, which you may want to bring over. And the plus is too, coach, is that because of the way that the pay structure is in AF1, you'll be able to say, listen, you're good enough to play in AF1. I'm going to reward you. And obviously you'll be able to use some of that money to maybe bring some of the, if you're willing, bring in some of the other available free agents that are across the league this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You sound like you're in my meeting room, man. What are you doing?
So I gotta say,
Um,
Brian's asking kind of probably I think the most important question so far. Have you been able to get any fishing in the off season?
Man, oh my goodness. Who told you about me loving? Oh man, don't do me like that, dude. It's been so hot, man. Golly, dude, it's so hot now. You can't even stand up and fish on the bank, man. It's like smoking hot, but I can't wait. I'm nipping at the buzz to get out there, man. I can't wait,
A little bit of that fall weather.
man. It's so hot. I seen a rabbit with a canteen around his neck the other night. Man. It's hot down here, buddy. Jesus.
That's you get in South Texas there. Well, not South Texas, what is it? Still South, but Southeast Texas. What is that?
Southeast. Southeast.
Scott, it's Texas.
It's
Just
Texas.
all
say
you
the
gotta
golden.
say.
Remember this, guys. Just say the golden triangle.
The
Golden
Golden
Triangle.
Triangle.
Oh, there's a difference in Texas heat though. You get down south, you get into that tropical area, and it's nasty.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
it'll take
Yeah, no,
it'll let the girls out the girls' hair.
Coming into AF1 now that you find out that you're coming into AF1, what was the first thing that came to your mind when you heard that, or when it was announced to
We
you?
got to get better. We have
Yeah.
to get better across the board. We have to be better in the front office. We have to be better with our trainers. We have to be across the board. Equipment guy, everybody has to be better. We have to be better coaches because we got to be better. Everybody's better in this league. Everything's better. Everything, the uniforms, the fields, like everything. So it's an exciting time, man.
And your team already went through that slight tweak of logo. So as you're saying, slight changes here and there coming into AF1 and stuff like that.
There it is.
Yeah.
Some of my guys aren't too happy about that logo either. So we got to get used to it, fellas. I know it's tough. So
Oh, I think this looks clean. I like this.
yeah,
Primary is fine. I think it looks good as a primary. You have a potential helmet logo there too with the what would you call them? I don't want to call them the Renegade. I'll call them. I was about to call them a bandit. Wrong team, wrong league.
hey, man, we are what we are. We are the Beaumont Renegades. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And yeah. So, for you, Coach, obviously, as I said, you have a pedigree in arena football. You know the game, which is a plus for you, obviously, because you'll be able to go head to head with all the guys that are currently in the league that do have arena football experience.
Yeah.
But what for you do you find is the most challenging thing now coming into the 2026 season?
Man, you guys are on it. I tell you what, man. For me, it's going to be being prepared week to week, because this is not one of those weeks you just study an hour. This is not one of those weeks you study every other night. This is an every night, week job, is what this has just turned into, because these guys are going to do their homework. They're going to do their extra homework. And that's going to be the fun part about it, is playing a chess match with Coach Arbet with 2 minutes left in the game, with all the games. He's played 2,000 games. You know what I mean? So he's seen it all. So just to be able to play that chess match with guys like that is going to be exciting.
As I say, that's who you're looking forward to pairing up with the most, Coach Arbet. Anybody else? Just really looking forward to get that matchup against. Just to.
Man, I want this smoke. I mean, I'm here to play football, so these guys know how we roll. Like, I'm not here to beat on my chest again, but we're here to play football. So it doesn't matter if we go in and talk noise and blah blah blah. Oh, that's mess, man. We still got to play football. So we'll see what happens when the ball snaps.
How will you deal with a game next season, because I'm sure like they did this year, like the AF1 did this year, if the game's on national television, how
Mhm.
will you deal specifically with that between not necessarily yourself and the coaching staff, but the players themselves knowing that, no, we're not on YouTube. We're not on XYZ station. We're actually going to be on national television that people will be able to watch, whether it be on Vice or whether it be on something else, whatever the league decides to do. How will you deal with that in making sure that the players just remember, just play? You may be on national TV, but just play the way you've always played.
Well, I mean, that's what we're going to do anyway. We're going to practice so intently that when we do touch the field, it's only about our jobs. So all that stuff doesn't matter. Like that's just that's fan talk kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like we as players, we prepare to go out and play football. So it's not so much we're worried about if we're on YouTube or CBS. You know what I'm saying? We still got to play the game, and it's my job to have these guys ready to play each and every week, and I intend to do that wholeheartedly. And I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of exciting things going on in Beaumont, and if you want to be a part of it, catch one of those camps. Come out and see us, guys. We have a great coaching staff. We have great ownership. We have some of the most beautiful fans in arena football right now. I'm telling you, the Ford Center is a great place to play football. Like I said, we got the great sponsors. Harley Davidson just came aboard, man. We got more sponsors knocking our doors down. So things are happening in Beaumont for us, and we're very excited, man. I can't wait this season. I'm telling you.
When's your next try? I'm assuming you got another one coming up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to swing it like October the 4th. I think there's the attended day. I mean, it's not locked in, but I'd say October 4th would be the next camp date in Houston.
And then what about just in the city? Like any appearances people could be on the lookout for the team?
I'd have to get with our guys, but I don't know what's coming up. But we're very active in our community. We always have something going on. Our ownership, they play a big part, in doing things around the city. So we'll be busy, but I don't know right off
Right.
top, exactly what it is.
Oh,
I don't live in Beaumont, so I actually go to Beaumont, a week or two out of every month,
mhm.
and then I come back home. So I gotta mow my yard.
Well, if it's so hot, why mow the yard, coach? I mean, if it's just going to get, you got to water it first. And
Well, see, I got a pond out back, and if you let that
Oh.
thing grow, you get critters crawling around. So you gotta keep that grass cut down, man.
Yeah, that's true. What about I know I think one of your rivals is announcing season tickets are announced. I think they announced them today. Do you
Mhm.
have any idea on 2026 season tickets for Beaumont?
Yeah. Go to our website, check us out, Renegade Nation. Don't quote me on that website. I don't have it in front of me, but you can go to our Facebook page, the Renegades page, and um, if they're not on there now, I think they're probably up this week for sure. But yeah, tickets are already on sale. The guys are already uh, making some sales, so you better hurry up and get them before they're gone. Tell me.
BeaumontRenegades.com, by the way. BeaumontRenegades.com.
So I'm gonna make it real easy for you all, and I'm gonna
Uh,
throw
here
a
we go.
QR code up there.
There you go.
Is it up? Where's it at? So I can point to it. Where's that thing at?
Up here.
There you
Oh,
go.
maybe I got it wrong.
Hit that QR code. It'll take you to the ticket site. Looks like they're doing some registration, but the prices aren't up yet. So, yep, hit up that QR code and get your tickets if you haven't already. I mean, can't make it much easier for you than that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question. Going into the season, we're in the NAL. I'm putting both y'all on the spot right now. Yeah. Where do
Take
you
it.
guys see the Beaumont Renegades faring out in arena football?
If any coach comes in with actual arena ball experience, you're already one of the top tier in my mind. No disrespect to the folks coming from a purely indoor game, but I think there's a lot of value in knowing the arena football game specifically. So I mean, I'd put you in the easily top 4 right now. But again, that's without knowing rosters. That's without knowing anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was going to say, at least give us some camp first here, Coach. I mean,
You guys
it's
are well versed in arena football, so you
yeah.
know what it looks like and what it's
Well,
going to be most of the
No,
time.
we saw teams lose games by not managing the clock correctly
Yeah.
last year,
Oh man,
like multiple
Clock.
times.
No kicker.
Mhm.
Shall I go on? I mean, that's why we were trying to ask you all the pertinent questions there, Coach, because
I
I
was
think
trying to throw you off. I did my best
yeah,
to throw you.
as you know, hey, I would love to see one of the old school kickers come back. But then again, you see the guys that are in the league now. Again, the coaches finally got the idea of you need to have a kicker. Squib kicks, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to diss indoor football, but squib kicks are indoor football. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. To me, you want to be able to hit the nets. Use the nets to your advantage. And as you said, Coach, make sure you can get one of those clay rush type of kickers who can put the ball off the top or bottom bars and
Clay Rush was
create
awesome.
something.
Yeah, Clay Rush was awesome.
Those top bars,
So
man, that is such a heck of a kick. You'd be like, oh, it's only 50-yard field. It's no big deal. And it's like, yeah, but you're kicking 8 yards in the end zone. Now it's 58 yards. And by the time you go that high up, you're talking a 75+ yard kick,
mhm.
to get that kind of height on it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just a 50-yard kick.
Yeah.
I think it just goes to show, and we saw this last year, Coach, and I don't know how much you follow when it came to any of the particular players in AF1 last year, but as an example, Scott, you were saying it's always good to have a coach that has some arena football experience. Damon Ware may be the outlier to that, but he is a hell of a head coach anyways. Then you also have some of the guys, some of the players that came in that really hadn't played indoor football at all, but learned the game, like a Dean Faithful in Billings. He came out of the CFL, and he learned this game in such a short period of time that he became one of the best kickers who could kick either off the nets or deuces throughout the year. So it's about about those diamonds in the rough. And I'm sure it's very possible. Again, Coach, I wouldn't consider you a diamond rough sitting with your pedigree, but I'm sure you'll be able to find those guys. And I said, make sure that you guys play well in Beaumont and try to become back-to-back champions. Anything's possible. So I'm gonna plead the fifth on what you think where I think you're gonna be. I'm gonna wait till at least camp. And I promise you,
Fair enough.
I'll let you know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I
We're
got to
gonna-
give a little plug if you guys would. Everybody who knows Coach Mayfield, they know I love linemen. I love my bigs. I love them to death. And I'm looking for bigs. So if you're out there, 281-303-7211. Give me a shout, bigs. I'm waiting on you.
I in the years I followed this game, it seems like that's the hardest position to actually find out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Like you wouldn't think it would be, but there's receivers out for days. There's defensive backs out there for days. The linemen.
You can sneeze a good receiver. There you go. Good job, buddy. But it's hard to find bigs, man. And then for them to stay on the field, you got to sustain them. So you got to monitor. Yeah, it's a lot with the bigs for sure.
Yeah, it's trying to make sure that you have the right guys on the roster. As you said last year, most likely you guys were the team in the arena football had the least amount of transactions. Try to make sure you have the guys that can back each other up, despite the small roster sizes, even if somebody happens to go down. And it can be very challenging. When you're doing that, Coach, when you're trying to make sure that you have a guy who can back up another guy as a just in case. What in particular do you look forward to? Because obviously you've already decided who's going to be on the ones and who's going to be on the twos, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How challenging can that be? Because we were just talking about how challenging it is to get the bigs. But how challenging can it be to make sure that you have a guy who can back up another guy as a just in case, so you don't have to do that transaction or make that trade?
Hey, man, stop acting like you know arena football. No, that's instrumental, man. I was just talking to Rodney earlier. Like, being in arena, like the more positions that you have that can play multiple positions, it makes you so much better. I mean, so much better because if somebody goes down, you only have a 21-man roster. So if two guys go down, you only have one's a kicker, the other one's a quarterback, and maybe you have a backup. So you're four players down. You know what I'm saying? So you got 16, 17 players. One of those get injured in the game. Now you got to have someone. You know what I mean? And that's how football is built. You know, it's a two-man game. I can tell you this, man. When I first started playing, you know, I thought I was a great player. I'm like, I'm gonna tear this league up, man. I'm gonna rip somebody's head off every snap. And then the coach says, "Well, good job, son, on defense, but now you got to go play offense." I'm like, "What? Offense?" They didn't tell me that before I got to camp, man. You know, and but you know that's what you got to love about this game, and the guys that can do that progressively help their team throughout the season, especially late in the season when kind of knickknacks start happening, and you can kind of sub here and there. Like it's a valuable asset for sure.
So are you an arena football purist? You think the game should be Iron Man, or do you prefer the unlimited substitution?
Unlimited substitution. What do you mean? I mean, the Iron Man is. I mean, it takes like I was there when all that happened. If you remember,
Mhm.
so I'm not a fan of it. You know, arena football is meant to be played two ways. So I think that's what everyone should be out there doing. Now it's okay to have a specialist. You know, if you got a
Mhm.
DS, that's cool. If you
Mhm.
got a OS like we used to have back in the day, I think that's cool. But just to say they can only play that position, nah, for what?
It's funny to see the kind of the spectrum of folks that come through here of just hardcore. Now it should always be Iron Man, and yeah, I came in right as the league transition. I only had one season of Iron Man, so and I don't know. I'm more of the, you know what, substitute away. Folks aren't used to playing like that. You got CTE involved now. You got like, you know, take some of the pressure off of them. But yeah, it's funny seeing the spectrum of folks come through here and where they land on that debate.
You guys may not remember this, but who was the guy? Little sprinkle right here. Who was the guy who won Iron Man of the Year or Ford Truck Iron Man of the Year?
This is your department, Tim.
Oh God. So Ford truck Ironman of the year. I think those
That's
was
where they
that in
were
the
giving away the F-150. Remember?
yeah, that was in the later years, was it, if I remember correct? Okay. Oh,
Drum roll, please.
God, I
Gary
don't wanna
Compton.
yeah,
Gary Compton.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
He
Wow.
won. Yeah.
We got to ask him where that truck is now.
Yeah.
next time, next time we have him on, we got to ask him about his truck.
If I know Gary Compton, he's probably got about 20 kegs of beer on the back of it up in Milwaukee. Yeah. No, just kidding. Just kidding, Gary.
Oh, man. So, looking at your career too here, coach, you won a championship with Grand Rapids. First question I have to ask is where, if you have it, if you don't, you don't, where's your ring?
In my
You still
safe.
have it?
Yes,
Yeah?
that's my baby. Are you kidding me? That's my baby, man.
Okay.
Yes, I love that ring. It's one of my
That's cool.
favorites. And I have a few rings, but that Grand Rapids ring and this Beaumont ring, those two right there are very special to me.
That's
Absolutely.
cool. And then secondly, in '04, you played for the expansion Philadelphia Soul.
Yeah.
Was it like playing for John Bon Jovi?
Living on hey man. Bon Jovi story. Do we have time?
We got all the time you want.
We got all the time you need.
So Bon Jovi's like, he's like the rock star of all rock stars. Now I played in the NFL. I went to Oklahoma. I've been around big boys and superstars and did all that kind of stuff. But man, let me tell you something. First of all, I thought Bon Jovi was 6'6", blonde hair, blue eyes. Nope, he's like 5'6", 120 pounds, like
Mhm.
beautiful hair, great teeth. Okay, so I'm like, damn, that's Bon Jovi. This is what everybody's falling out for. And he got all the football players, and this is when they had those workouts in Philly, and it was like 1,500 people at an open workout. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And Bon Jovi's going around. They got armored trucks picking up the cash from these guys because there's so much cash, and you know how Philly is. But
Nice.
so we go to a radio station, man, and Bon Jovi goes up, and he's got a few of the guys with him, and big coaches, Coach Robert Smith, and Coach Smith and I are right behind Bon Jovi. He walks in the door, and the lady greets him. Hey, how you doing? She's like, oh my God, Bon Jovi. And the lady comes from behind the counter and makes eye contact with him, and she froze. And when she froze, he was like looking around, like, you know, get the hell out of the way. And he touched her hand. He touched her hand, and she fainted. She fainted. I was like, what the world? This lady just fainted from this man touching her hand. But yeah, that was a great experience. We used to go into Ritz Carlton. He'd take the coaches in there, and he said, "You guys hungry?" Like, absolutely. So we go open up the Ritz Carlton. It's closed, and I didn't know at the time that he owned the place, but you know they have the big vault door on the bar area at the Ritz. And he goes, they said, well, the bar's closed, Mr. Bon Jovi. He's like, what? Open it up now. And we're the bartender at this at his hotel. Like, I mean, it was crazy, man. Like some of the things we've done, but those are some good stories about it. I got tons of stories, so you guys better be careful getting me on this radio station.
Uh,
I must say most players or coaches will leave them for the book, or future book. Uh, um, I, Scott and I have been around Jaws more than enough, and to hear
Great guy.
his speeches. What was it like being a player? Even though it was only year one for him, but what was it
Great.
like being around him in the speeches that Jaws was able to give?
Man, just so passionate. Just love people. You know, he's a man's man. You know what I mean? Like you meet some guys that are pretty good guys, but not decent, you know, not a decent man. Like he's a man's man. Really solid guy. Very straightforward, honest. You know, I don't have anything bad to say about Jovi. He's I mean, uh,
Jaws.
Jaws. So
Yeah.
yeah, both of those guys. It was just a great organization to be around and be a part of. It was a good time.
I'll tell you, every time I heard Jaws speak, I wanted to run through a wall as soon as he was
Yeah.
done talking. Man, I've never
Like
heard
him and
anybody that
lot of
motivational.
did.
Him and Gruden
lot
had
of
that
people.
effect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when he first told the league about or announced about Arena Football China. I was at that press conference at Arena Bowl, and man, I'm like, I'm sold. Take all my money. Let's make this happen. Like, I've never met anyone so convincing, so motivating as that man.
No, I remember him. I remember Jaws speaking at even in the later years. He just I agree with you. He just made you want to run through walls.
Mm-hmm.
You may not be a player. You may have just been a part of the media. You may have just been a fan. But man, something about what Jaws was able to do. And Jaws wasn't BSing. He meant it. That's
Yeah.
the thing. He meant
Well,
Oh,
it.
he wouldn't have
and
said it if
also,
he didn't mean
like
it.
he was a real contact for a lot of players. You know, he was their gateway to getting into the NFL, to getting in camps and having tryouts and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, kudos to him, man, because he helped a lot of young men for sure.
Yeah. Looking at your last year as a player, 04, 04, 05, you played in Dallas also.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know, and this is why I'm asking. Arena Football EA Sports came out in 06. Were you in it because you played in 05, or did you
Yes.
just miss it?
Yes, I was in the game, baby. Arena
Oh, there we
football.
go.
Yeah.
You got that up here too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was cool, man. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. Now, I've asked the question before. If you don't want to answer it, Coach, I completely understand.
Come on with it.
What did you get as compensation to be in the game? Anything?
Compensation as a player or coach? What do you mean?
Well, compensation as in money. Did they pay you anything for your likeness or name to be in the game that you remember?
No, I don't recall.
Okay.
It's been a minute. So
I know. I just been curious because I think I'm
Mhm.
sure if it had been something exuberant or something like the league was controlling something and said, "Here,
I'm sorry,
here's
you
X
lost me
amount."
there for a while. So you're talking
Yeah.
about the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No.
no, I think the league has something in place for because remember we used to have a union.
Mhm.
So I don't know what all came of that, but I think there was something in place for the player, but I don't quite remember how that went.
Okay. And by the way, if you're thinking the other thing, I would not ask you on air how much you made as a player. It's not my place to do so. It would only be if you had just told us out of the blue. It's not our place to ask you, because to me, it's like today's day when it comes to how much somebody's making in salary. You really don't ask the question. Somebody wants to tell you, yeah, sure. But other than that, no. Just to clear that up, Coach, I wasn't asking you that. So
Yeah, I mean,
wasn't.
that game was a fun game. Like that, just as a new fan to the league back then, I got the game. I'm online playing. Yeah, we're in Kansas City. I'm playing as a brigade, and I got my headset on. I'm talking to a guy that I'm playing. It was our defensive back for the brigade that year. So I'm playing on a live game with one of our players. I'm like, as a brand new fan to this game, you couldn't hook me anymore than I was at that point. So
yeah. Being in arena football as long as you have, Coach, you have met, obviously, as you said before, arena football family, #arena football family. If there was somebody, whether it be somebody that you used to play with, somebody that you used to coach with, somebody that somebody that just pops into your head who may not be with us now, who would you want? What member of the arena football family would like to see you, what you've become as a coach for indoor/arena football?
that's no longer with us.
I guess that's probably the best thing. Yeah, because I would, as an example, I wish I met Coach Markham personally. I never did meet Coach Markham before he passed. So as an example, that's who I would wish that if I could go back in time and meet him, I would. But if there was somebody that you used to play with, somebody that really stands out to you, that maybe a former teammate who may not be with us anymore or something like that.
Yeah, Silas Demery was a really good dude, and he broke his neck playing the game. He died on the football field. And what's funny is that happened in 2005 or 2006, somewhere in there. But right before that, I broke my neck, and that's why I, retired from playing down in Dallas. But it was basically the same injury, and obviously I'm still here, and man, God bless him. But it took his life. But that was a very sad, probably one of my saddest moments in arena football. But other than that, man, the coach, I'd probably say my greatest all-time coach is Barry Switzer. So um, I'm sorry, I know that pisses a lot of folks off, but hey, get over it. You know what I mean? Boomer Sooner for life, man. But I try to, the things that Coach Switzer instilled in us, and to this day, I try to live by them, and it's a standard that just shows that you care, and you respect the game. And a lot of things happen good for you when you respect the game of football, because it's such a wonderful game, and the it's such a close knit family of men. Like, we're so separated. Like, I hadn't talked to Gary Compton in years. I got back on the phone. It was like I talked to him yesterday. It's like, hey man, what's going on? We're talking about old times, and Tony Boyd's up in Albany. So dude, it's so much history. Cedric Bonner, man, I'm so excited. But to get back around these guys, and because as players we played against each other, and we're trying to take each other's head off every week. So just imagine that same intensity, and we have a football teams following us now, and we have a group of great young men on the field. It's going to be very exciting, man. I tell you this, for you folks that just now tuning in to arena football, that maybe not know a lot about the game, you're going to be hooked. So get ready. You're going to be a fan of the game for a very long time. There's not many people who visit an arena and not like it. If you come to the game and sit down and actually watch the game, I don't know many people that's left and been like, man, I hate this game. It's terrible. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
great excitement. It's so exhilarating. The scores come down. Even the good teams are terrible in the fourth quarter, right? Because anybody can lose in the fourth quarter of arena football. And that's the exciting part about it. You know, you got to be on point, man. And every week, I think, and then when you go to these stadiums, I love how back in the day, you remember how the Harleys would come out and they have the trucks,
Mhm.
they have all the stuff going on before the games, and it was just like it was like a carnival.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's like, man, this is awesome. Like, this is great. And they're here to play football, you know, and it takes 30 minutes for all the smoke to get out of the arenas and all that kind of stuff. But that was football back then, you know. Um, so how many of you guys remember a guy named?
That's the Knickerbocker Arena to a T right there, Coach.
There you
That really
go.
is.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
really, the
So
smoke just would not leave at
Mhm.
all.
yeah, and you're blowed out, tired on the football field, breathing in nothing but whatever that is in the air. Yeah,
Well,
God,
I always remember Orlando was described as a 2.5 hour commercial and party that had a little football in between because they
do
had
you
so many
remember Eddie
sponsors.
Brown?
Oh yeah, of
Tell me
course.
he was not a hell of a player. Like, people
Mhm.
don't talk about this man. He was one of the
Mhm.
greatest receivers to ever play arena football. Downtown Eddie Brown. Come on, man. Come on.
And everybody talks about Kurt Warner this, Kurt Warner that, and yes, he's a phenomenal story. But man, he's not even a top 10 quarterback in this league.
Man, AG would put all his foot in Kurt Warner's behind on any night. On any night. AG and Clint Dozell, the real deal, man.
Mhm.
Period.
Here, Kurt. Here's another 250 touchdowns. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And those guys back then, so you know, Reno was notorious for, you know, the salaries and everything not being comparable. I mean, but we were making pretty good money back then. You know, if you're a good player and whatnot.
Mhm.
And but I seen AG's salary and I was like, I think I'm gonna go off the quarterback next year.
Mhm.
This guy's like making some real money, man, like retirement type money. You know,
There were a
15
couple
years of
guys
that.
there in '08, and so making the six figures, and it
Oh, I
was
mean,
there were a couple guys doing
250,
well. Mhm.
250,
Um,
300,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. No,
250,
I remember
300.
some of the contracts before
Mhm.
the first failing. I remember the size of the contracts. Even offensive and defensive guys getting paid six figures. I was like, and I'm trying to remember who was it. The first official $1 million quarterback? Was it Graziani? Who was the first $1 million
There you
quarterback?
go.
I think.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Graziano.
Yeah, yeah,
He played for the Philadelphia Soul. Bon
yeah,
Jovi.
yeah.
So how did the pay structure work in the NAL? Is there a minimum? Is there a cap? How did that work for those
He has
guys?
250 a game.
Just
Hmm.
period across the board.
Yeah. But I
So
mean, you know, that league is so poorly ran. They didn't, you know, I don't, you know,
so looking at this now, you got minimum 400 a game.
Or whatever it is.
It's still not amazing. It's not the six figures they used to have, but how much easier does that make recruiting?
well, they have things in place to help the players. You know, we can get the players jobs or whatnot. So they're you know, we pay for the housing, the food, and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. So we try to go as far as we can to help our guys, you know, meet their financial needs. But they got to be willing to help as well. And if they're willing to put in a little elbow grease, then I think they can, you know, whatever they want is attainable.
Yeah, I mean, base pay alone being almost double is, I mean, it's not nothing by any means.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, you play this game because you love it, first of all,
Mhm.
and there's great opportunities to play on the next level, right? I have a son that plays in the XFL or the UFL, and so they're always looking for opportunities to move up. Even he wants to go
Mhm.
back and try to get in the NFL. So, I mean, there's always opportunities for these guys, and this is just a platform. So we try to make it just as professional as possible to give them that opportunity and to make it feel and look and be as real as we can. So whatever happens when they leave our organization, they're prepared for the next level.
From there, I said, I agree with the coach. So that's always the way that it's been for arena football. You know, I remember the days where it was a lot of the teams in the old AFL had great relationships with teams in the CFL because at the time that was the next level.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
now it's spring football, CFL, and then the NFL. It's
Yeah,
there. It's just
exactly.
got to make a name for yourself have the right contacts, and that's that, and just play.
I'm
Play
telling all these
how
guys,
they know to
like,
play.
I have a guy in the league right now. His name is Ty Nasecki. Ty Nasecki played. I met him when I was in San Antonio. And this is for all you linemen that have dreams and aspirations. I want you to look this name up. Do some homework. So if you guys can go back and remember this with me, I'm going to take you guys back as well. The guy that passed away for the Dallas Cowboys, his name was Jerry Brown. You remember him? The defensive lineman?
Mhm.
Well, I had that guy in San Antonio. And I found um, Ty Nasecki at a workout camp. Like I said, he was 27 years. He just got out of prison. He went and did a bid for like 4 or 5 years or something, came out. Coach said, hey, man, I can't sign him. He's got a felony following him around. He's got this. You got to do this. You got to sign for him. You got to be responsible when he's traveling, blah, 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 blah. I said, Coach, I got him. I believe in him. Don't know why. Don't know who told me to do that, but we gave this guy a shot, man. And he was such an outstanding player, so physical. He's still playing to this day. And he came out of arena football. And he's played 12 professional years of professional football right out of prison. And he got a great opportunity from a workout. Jerry Brown, who was his teammate, and here's the connection, is Will McClay. Will McClay actually brought me in arena football in 1999, right?
Wow.
So I've always played for Coach McClay. Great respect for him. One of the brightest minds in football besides Coach Switzer. And so Coach brought us in and everything and was training us up. James Fuller was on the staff. Dietrich Wise was on the staff. Michael Trigg. All of us, did our thing. And as the time went on, I kept that relationship going with Coach McClay. Called him up, said, Coach, I got 2 guys down here you got to see. You're not going to believe them. This game, Jerry Brown had a sack at defensive end. He had a sack at nose tackle. And then I put him at Mac, and he had a sack at Mac. And then after his 3rd or 4th sack, he did a backflip standing in the 4th quarter. A defensive lineman does a standing backflip. And right after the game, Coach McClay said, don't even put your clothes on. Come on to Dallas right now, son. True story. He actually signed them. He told him to get to Dallas right away. And he signed
Wow.
both of them, and the history is is what it is. So, guys, I'm telling you, there's opportunities out there for you linemen. You linemen that want to play and get to the next level, check Coach Mayfield's resume. We get it done up front, and we get it done every year, and we're going to do it the right way. And you're going to have skills to take with you to the next level. That's what I'm promising you. I'm the line coach. I'm the head coach, and I can also help you reach your dreams, Biggs. Come see me.
I think it's like you're saying, Coach. Take advantage of the opportunities that are given you. I've talked to enough. I've been around the CFL long enough to know that some players are not 100% sure when it comes to, do I want to take that next step? It's Canada. Da, da, da. Take advantage of it.
Mhm.
The coaches here are just as good as they are in arena as they are in arena football, as they are. You have to be a good coach. You have to be a good coach. But take advantage of that opportunity. It doesn't matter what league it is, or where it is in North America, or whether it is in Europe. Take advantage of the opportunities given to you.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I don't know. We got you started a little later than I know you originally had planned for tonight, but I do want to put you on the spot since you put us on the spot earlier.
Let's go.
Dream team of guys you played with.
I'm sorry?
So put together a dream team of all the guys that you played with.
Oh, a dream team. Oh,
Dream
my
team.
goodness.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right.
Arena.
So is this as a coach or as a player?
I'd say as a player.
All right. Man. Number 1, I'm going nose tackle. It's a 2-headed monster. James Barron and Ernest Allen.
Solid.
Okay. Defensive end. Again, not very popular, but very dominating. Colson Weatherington,
Okay.
See, yeah.
Tom Briggs. I know it's painful. It hurts. He got it done. It wasn't pretty. He didn't give up many sacks, and he was always in double digits every year. I know you guys probably thought I was going to say Sam Hernandez, but nah. No, I know my stuff. I know my stuff. My all-time Mac. This is just me. My all-time Mac is a guy named Marcellus Mostella, one of the best Mac from Auburn University. The best Max the arena game has ever seen, but he only played a couple years. I think my backup to him, because I like big, strong, powerful guys, is Muhammad. You guys remember Muhammad?
I'm leaving that to you
I
too.
don't.
That's
I
that
don't.
was good before my
You gotta
time.
do your homework,
I
fellas.
don't.
You gotta do your homeworks. And I left, and this is no disrespect. I'm just saying, I was just having fun. But those are some of the guys that I remember that gave me hell every weekend. So I put them in there. So let's see. So offensive line, I got to go big Phil Bogle.
Another one who's done incredible work with the NFL.
And Monster AFL coach. Monster, he coached with Clint Dozell with Philly all those years. I think they won a couple bowls too, right?
Yep.
Let's see, center. Man, I got to go with my road dog, and only because I love him to death. Number 66, Jeff Chase, with the Dallas Desperados, one of the dirtiest, nastiest centers to ever play football in the arena. Probably he was nasty. He was nasty. And probably my other guard. Oh man. Only because he's my best friend, I'm going to go Hugh Hunter.
Okay.
Hugh Hunter, outstanding player. Not very big, but his heart was as big as anybody's that played football each and every Saturday.
Yeah, I find that a lot with those linemen too, huh? Usually they're big old teddy bears. I don't know why.
Watch this one right here. My running back. The Soul Train. Who knows who I'm talking about? That's right, Chris Ryan, my road dog. It just got ugly, fellas. All right. So we're going to go out on this old X. So my X, I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going Gary Compton. He going to get it done, period. Man, this is hard because there's so many great receivers that play arena football, you know? But I got to go T. Shaw. T. Shaw, my OS.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, though, Coach. Yeah, I agree on that
You
one.
know why?
Yeah.
6 touchdowns for the championship now.
Yeah.
220-something yards now. That guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. And I'm going to say my third one. My third receiver's got to be Hunky Cooper.
Okay.
Fair.
Tough, resilient, and he's from East Texas. So, all right. Now I got one right here. I'm going to throw you back. And you guys may or may not remember this. My first team DB, Bobby Scipio.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
Come on, man.
I know that name quite well.
Yeah.
Man, that dude was a monster. I could have named him on receiver as well quite easily. Like, nobody would argue that.
Yeah.
He's that good.
All right. Fun fact on Scipio. He was supposed to be in Kansas City. Kansas City made a trade earlier in the year. That's how he ended up in Chicago. They had future considerations.
Uh-huh.
But he was supposed to be in Kansas City that year. That's why Chicago won the championship.
Man, good God, man. Dang. So my other receiver or my other DB, man. Okay. I'm sorry. I got to go Duke Pettijohn.
Okay. There we go. There's another one. Yep.
And I could easily go Rich Young, too, because I'm a big Rich Young fan. Remember him? Colorado. Steroids. I mean, excuse me. I didn't say that. But, who else we got out there? Got one more DB, right?
Yep.
My middleman. The best middleman maybe to ever play the game. Cleveland Thomas.
Yep.
Yep.
I dare you to find one better.
Yeah.
I got one more lockdown corner. Damn, there's a receiver that I didn't mention from San Jose. The old man, Barry Wagner. Sorry about that,
Oh, yeah.
guys. So no, Barry Wagner's my jack. I still got him. The greatest jack there ever was Barry
There you
Wagner.
go.
So
But now you
in
need
my,
another wide. Now you need another wideout.
I need another wideout. Man, it shouldn't be that hard. There's so many great receivers.
That's what makes it hard, though.
Yeah, really. Uh Man, I don't know. I'm afraid to say. I don't want to disrespect anybody, man. That's tough.
Assuming quarterback Garcia. I'm
Clint
assuming.
Dozell and Aaron Garcia tied neck and neck.
Who's the other one? Sorry.
Clint Dozell and
Clint.
Aaron
I was gonna
Garcia.
say, yeah, coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, coach Giselle.
Yeah.
They both kill me if I said one or the other. So, but I do take pride in this. I'll tell you this too. When I was a player, you know, Clint would like, you had to have tough skin to play for Clint because he's gonna get on you every snap. And he's gonna let you know if his guy, hey, what are you doing? You know, he's all that every day. He's very animated. He wants everything perfection. But that put me in a position by being with him and seeing how prepared he was. I only gave up one sack my whole career as a blocker.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
impressive.
And that's because I took pride in blocking for my QB. We
Mhm.
were not going to let anybody touch him. Tony Boyd and my man from TCU, or Stephen F. Austin, plays center. Anyway, so I mean, we took that game serious, man, and that's why we were successful. And today, that's why the Beaumont Renegades are successful because we
There
take
you
it
go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man, we had to put you through the ringer on that one. So,
Yeah. That was a tough one too, man, because great players.
so Tim, like I said, we kept him.
Wait,
You got more?
We could add. No. Head coach
Good call.
My all-time greatest head coach,
Arena
Yeah,
for
coach.
you. For you, yeah.
Darren Arbet. Easy. Easy. But my all-time, now I got to give Arbet his flowers because that is what it is. But my all-time favorite coach of all time is Will McClay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good head coach.
Fair.
Yep. Yep.
So Tim, did you have much else for Coach? I like I said, I don't want to take up too much of his time because we already made him come on later than he wanted to today. So
Hey, man,
I think-
hey, we're talking football. We can do this for the rest of the night,
Yeah.
man.
I
yeah,
think
we've been known to do that.
yeah. If anybody didn't know who Coach was, I think by now they know his pedigree. I think they should. If there are any concerns on any new Beaumont fans coming in, or any other fans across the league, there should be no worry. The guy, Coach, knows his stuff, and he's going to make sure that he puts the best product on the field that he can. That's what all coaches do. But Coach, I don't think any fans have to worry because he knows the arena game. That's the main thing. Sure, he has a little bit of a little bit in indoor football and whatnot, but he knows the arena game, and he's going to be able to know how to take advantage and use the rule book the way it's supposed to be used. I'm sure, Coach, you will pull something out of the hat nobody has seen in eons, but that's a part of the game. That's a part of the game, and I think everybody just doesn't have to worry about it. Watch Beaumont this year, see what they do. Watch them in camp.
Go to
And
the
if they happen to
games, get the tickets.
show up on national TV, watch them on national TV. Give them the love. Just give the entire league the love. But if you're in Beaumont, get tickets. Go watch a game. That's the best. That's the best way to be able to support this team. Win
I'm
or
sending
lose.
you a T-shirt, dude. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you guys very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
So, what's the best way to reach you? Anything you want to promote while you're on here? I know you were looking for bigs.
Beaumont Renegades, the renegades.com. Go check us out. Like I said, we got tons of sponsors backing us up right now. So you can reach out to me, 281-303-7211. That's a direct line. Any football players that's bigs, especially guys, I'm telling you, if you want an opportunity, give Coach Mayfield a holler. All right. If you want a real opportunity to learn some arena football, the way it's supposed to be taught. Technique, hard work, and what's in that chest. All right, come see me. I got you. And we have a great coaching staff. Coach Peace, who's a wonderful coordinator, does a great job putting this thing together. You guys are going to be very pleased with our ownership group. Richard, our VP, does a wonderful job making sure everything's buttoned up. And we're going to keep this thing rolling, fellas. So we're excited about Arena One. We're excited about where the league is going. We think it's going to be very exciting. And we're excited to have, podcasts like this to keep everybody's heart beating and into the game, even in the off season. So kudos to you guys. Thank you very much for all the efforts you guys put into making this thing a great experience for us as players and coaches.
That's appreciated. We can't do it without you. So yeah, until next time, we're not going to be on every week right now, the off season, but as stuff comes up, we get, guests like this. We're definitely going to try to, come up when we can. When the season gets going, we'll be definitely more regular. But Coach, thank you so much.
No,
Again,
thank you.
grab the Renegades tickets.
Go Renegade.
Hit that QR code, buy your tickets. And Coach, hang on the line, and we'll see you in a couple. And for the rest of you, we'll see you all soon. Take care.